Everyone, this is Dr. Eric Fields, the psychologist turned weight loss coach. I thought it would be helpful if each week I posted a video about what my meal plan looked like. And so that this way you can get a good idea of what a healthy relationship with food looks like. Now, I do not eat super healthy, and I do not eat healthy 100% of the time. I think I mentioned that there are at least a couple or a few meals a week where I tend to indulge and I don't really care so much about how healthy the meal is. I care more about just enjoying the meal for taste. And doing this from time to time in moderation is actually exemplary of a healthy relationship with food. That once you start going down the path of forbidding foods or never being able to eat certain foods, of totally restricting yourself, you set yourself up for a binge episode. So, since I tend to indulge on the weekends, when I have more time with my family to go out to dinner and friends, during the week, I like to tighten it up. And I think I mentioned that I'm trying to stay away from processed foods as much as I can, foods that you find in a box. But I'm giving myself an exception with certain foods that you might find in a carton that have very few ingredients. Almost all the ingredients are real foods, and there are very little preservatives in them. Okay? The title of these weekly episodes are going to be What's on this week's menu for B, L, and D, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So, what is on the menu this week? For my menu for breakfast, I had purple potato gnocchis from Whole Foods, and they were absolutely delicious. I try to eat more colorful potatoes, if you will, than your boring russet potatoes because they tend to have more nutrients. In fact, as a rule, foods that tend to be more colorful tend to have more nutrients. And so, if I can get a sweet potato or a purple potato version of, some kind of dish, I will tend to opt for that. Not always. I love my white potatoes as well. So I had them with a little bit of butter, and then those were my healthy carbs. Of course, I work out regularly and I do weight train, so I absolutely want to make sure I get my protein in, and protein tends to be very satisfying. So that's important. I want my carbs in the morning for sure because I need them for energy throughout the day. And the purple potato gnocchis hit the spot. So along with them, I had a ham steak. And the ham steaks come individually packaged and portioned out. And that's all it is just a smoked ham steak. It's not a lot of fat and a lot of protein and absolutely delicious. Pork gets a bad rap because of probably bacon, but even bacon is fine and as long as you don't overdo it. So that was breakfast. For lunch, I made something very, very simple. This is teriyaki chicken with carrots and white jasmine rice. Again, if I can, I try to go for wild rice or brown rice. They tend to be healthier, but there's nothing wrong with white rice. So, teriyaki chicken, super easy. I use some non-stick canola oil spray. Supposedly it has no calories. I'm sure if you coated the pan with a half an inch of it, there would be some calories in it. But the non-stick cooking sprays, especially the organic ones or the healthy versions, they work really, really well because using oil in a pan can really add up quickly in terms of calories. But a little is fine. So I used that, super simple, pan fried the chicken. And then when it was just about done, I doused it with some teriyaki sauce. That's not a heck of a lot of calories at all. And marinated it while it was cooking. Rice. Rice tends to be a pain in the butt to cook. I don't know. Maybe it's me, but I don't really want to wait half an hour to cook rice. So I bought these instant rice packets. Super easy to cook, all natural. You put them in the microwave for 90 seconds and voila. A packet of rice, chicken with the teriyaki sauce. You let that kind of douse into the white rice to really give it that flavor. And then some carrots, which you can boil. That's what I do. It's very easy. You can steam, or you can eat them au natural. And then for dinner, so lunch and breakfast, I tend to just come up with my own meals because it's pretty easy for me. But certainly you can go on the internet and find meals for any time of the day. And I will definitely do that for dinner. And I mean, with the internet, so one of the projects I did this summer was purging myself in terms of all this extra crap that I had laying around the apartment. And guess what? One of the things was that I purged my cookbook collection. So I had tons of cookbooks just taking up good real estate space on my counter. And I just got rid of them. And there's a little anxiety involved in that, but I was so glad when I finally did because there's no reason for them anymore. You can save recipes in your phone. We have Pinterest, which you can save and pin tons of recipes to. And as far as finding a recipe on the internet, it is so easy. All you have to do is just put in the protein that you're looking to eat. For me, I wanted to eat something with pork, the vegetable that you might be interested in. I haven't had Brussels sprouts in a long time, so I put that in. And I love tray bakes because they're super easy. So pork, Brussels sprout, healthy tray bake. Boom, voila. And a bunch of recipes came up. And this one looks really simple. It involves some brown sugar, just a little bit for flavor, salt, cumin, black pepper, some crushed red pepper flakes, some garlic, um, pork chops, Brussels sprouts, some sage leaves, olive oil, and lemon wedges for garnish. And that is it. You basically marinate the Brussels sprouts and pork chops together, throw a little sage on the Brussels sprouts, lay them out in a big pan, and oven cook them for 30 minutes, and voila. Super easy, super healthy. Just don't go crazy on the extra virgin olive oil. And that's it. That's what I'm eating. So that's my weekday breakfasts, my weekday lunches, and my weekday dinners. And I already cooked my breakfasts and lunches. They were really easy. I mean, the gnocchi, all I had to do was boil some water and then put them in a Tupperware container. The ham steaks are individually packaged, already cooked. That's a no-brainer. For lunch, it was just pan frying some chicken and boiling some carrots, and then the instant rice, which you put in the microwave. So they're done. Today I'll come home, I'll cook up dinner for the week, and voila. Super, super simple. Oh, and I'll also add that with dinner, I always have a nice big salad. Salads contain so many different nutrients, especially if you do it right. And they really satisfy you. You eat a nice big healthy salad and then your meal, and you are good to go for dinner. My style in terms of how I eat carbohydrates, I do not avoid carbohydrates. Everyone is different. If you think they're the devil, then you can stay away from them if you want, but I don't think it's smart to stay away from any macronutrient for too long. I think we need them. It's just how you use them. So I do what's called carb tapering. I have most of my carbs in the morning. So, like those purple potato gnocchis, very carbolicious. And then for lunch, I start cutting back a little bit. So just have some rice. That's about it. And then for dinner, I take out starchy carbs and I'm basically just eating protein and vegetables, or protein and some kind of fruit. Sometimes some of the meals call for like different kinds of fruits, like especially pork with apple or peaches or something like that. That is my style of eating. You absolutely do not have to eat this way, but this is just one example of how you can have a healthy relationship with food. This is Dr. Fields, and I will tell you all about next week's menu next week.